In this video, I have prepared for you a workout routine for spondylolisthesis. I'm going to share with you a series of exercises that you can do at home as a workout that can hugely help you with your pain relief and improving your overall symptoms. At the end of this video, I'm going to share with you 4 important tips that can hugely maximize your recovery. We're going to start this routine, guys, with some warm-up exercises before we go through the workout. This basically warm-up routine gonna get you just some sort of mobility and movement, and you can straight move on to the workout. You're gonna lie on your back. You can do all of this exercise in bed. The first move is the single leg hip stretch, which means you're gonna hold the knee like that. If you feel comfortable like this, that's the first option. The second option, sometimes knee is sore. You can hold the knee from the bottom, which means underneath of your thigh. And if you find that this is easier, you can hold it like that for 5 to 10 seconds. Now, if you find this knee is comfortable to go down, you can leave it like that or keep it here. I'm gonna let it go. I get a better stretch there. Hold the knee there. 10 seconds. Breathe in and out. And when you felt comfortable, you can gradually start to stretch it a little bit out. Just gentle touch. Try that for 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Then you can switch legs. Same thing. Usually one side can be tighter than the other side. That's normal. You're breathing in and out, holding it there, and you're trying to relax the whole body, including your back and your hip. 10 seconds there. Focus should be on the breathing, guys. You have to be quite relaxed and gentle on these moves. Now, slowly, you can bring it out. Within a point that you feel comfortable. As you can see, I'm not really pushing it too much. I'm just bringing it out a little bit because this sometimes can aggravate your symptoms or feel too sore. 10 seconds. And you can relax. We switch legs again. We do this one more round. Now, for the second set, I have more range. From this exercise, guys, we're gonna go to a double knee hold, which means you can hold the arms in both knee, and we're gonna just hold it there for 10 to 15 seconds. Now, this movement similarly can be a little bit difficult for some of you. If you need a towel to hold it there, wrap it around your knee, that's totally fine. Or if you wanna hold the knees like that, that's totally fine. And you can just get the whole of that. We wanna this basically rotate your pelvis to posterior tilt, and you feel quite a good relief off the lower back. Now, when you got comfortable with it, you can slowly shift away to the right and left if you want to. It's all about just warming up the hip. Try that for 10 seconds. Breathe in and out. Let it go. Just shuffle the hip a little bit. And we're gonna do it one more round. (10 to 15 seconds), and that does the job. The next move that we're gonna do, guys, is for the hamstring. We wanna floss the hamstring and the sciatica nerve, and it's a very nice stretch on the hamstring, which is kind of mobilize it. Now, we wanna keep the both knees bended, gently hold the back of the thighs, very gentle, and we want it to mobilize one knee up. We're gonna do 5 repetitions of that. You don't wanna go all the way up. We don't wanna do that. You wanna go within a comfortable range that you feel good. And then back all the way down. Take your time. Breathe in and out. If you want to do more than 5, that's totally fine. And relax. Switch legs. Very gentle. Cool. Let's switch legs. The more you do this, you can see that this becomes much more easier. One of the errors that I don't want it to do is to push it too far and straighten your knee. Do not challenge it. You want to go just within comfortable range. It's all about that movement. Breathe in and out through the movement and try to drop the shoulder. Everything is relaxed. Good stuff. All the way down. This 3 exercise of warm-up can be done in bed in the similar position. Excellent. The first exercise that you're going to do after the warm-up is posterior tilt, which means we want to tilt our pelvis back down to the ground, which means this movement is going to give you no space here in your lower back. Naturally, we have a space here. While you're doing posterior tilt, you can feel that gap is compressed by your body weight. Now, we want to do it as a workout, which means we're going to do 5 to 7 repetitions for 2 to 3 rounds. We want to go first to a big arch, which means you want to arch your back, give us some space there, and then we're going to push it back. Hold it there. 1, 2, open up again, back down, 1, 2, if you want to go for 3, that's fine, and open it up again. Down, 1, 2, and open it up. You can feel pressure and tension in the abdominal. Push it back and relax. I'm going to do one more set. Take your breath. Getting this space initially is very important. You want to use your hands as a preferences that you can feel that space is bigger. Then push it down. If you want to hold your hands there, that's fine. That gives you a little of senses that actually I can manage it. Don't worry if you can't get the coordination right immediately. I've done this quite a lot, and for some of you guys, this muscle in that area can be very stiff, and that's totally normal. Open it up, push back, 4, 3, 2, you do 2 more. And last one. The following move that we're going to do, guys, you're going to be in the same position, feet shoulder width apart, and bring your heel as close as possible to your hip, but within a comfortable range. Want to keep the arms down on the ground, basically palm face down, and we're going to go to a bridge. Hold there for a sec, slow back down. As you can see, within a comfortable range. I'm not pushing it too far. Relax, back up. We're going to do 7 reps of that. 4, 5, 1 more, and 7. You're basically targeting the glute muscle, hamstring going to work as well, your adductor is going to work as well. Catch your breath. You're going to do 1 more set. We're going to move on to a core exercise, which is Birddog. I'm going to show you the easy version first, and then we can progress it. Hands underneath of your shoulder, knee underneath of the hip. The first move is you want to get to the neutral position of your spine, which is quite flat position, which means it's not arched or too much of this. You want to go between that, which means if you put the glass of water here, it can stand there. It doesn't sink down or go too high. Now, in this position, we want to try to engage the core, brace the core, and try to go for a kickback like that. While you're doing the kickback, guys, the key factor is that you don't want it to get that arch. You want to maintain it straight. That's why we want to start with kickback, go slow. You don't go up. You just go straight back and forward. Now, how far can you go? If it's up to here and more is too difficult, just go with that. That's totally fine. 2, we're going to do 5 repetitions. 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Okay, keep the back nice and tall. Change legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's great. Now, get a bit of break. I'm going to show you the next set, the progression version. If you find you can progress it, we're going to move the arms and alternate legs at the same times. Arm is going to go that direction up, and you use the opposite leg. Only we start with 3 repetitions, and then you can progress it to 5. 1, 2, and 3. You can feel the core is engaged, back is nice and tall. Change side. 1, 2, and 3. Now, it might take you a while, guys, to get to the progression. Don't rush it. Don't force it too much. The single leg kickback is as good as the full, basically, Birddog, because the goal is that to engage your core and challenge it. Try this exercise for 3 sets. When you find the 2 sets is easy, and build it up.
Following move that we're going to do, guys, is a core exercise. We call it reverse crunches. For the reverse crunches, the first thing that we wanted to do, we were going to be in this position. To get to this position, you want to posterior tilt your pelvis, which means there's no space here while you're doing this exercise.
Your neck is relaxed down on the ground. Now, the movement is from here to here, which means very limited amount of basically knee coming up towards your chest, yeah? Hip flexion. And that movement should not cause you going down too much space here. You should always maintain that gap is fully filled with your lower back. Now, we're gonna try it together. Very slow control. 1, 2, control, 3, breathe in and out, 4, and 5. Now, immediately you can feel your core works, quite a tense exercise, quite nice while you're doing it, and you get a lot of relief off your lower back. I'm gonna try one more round, come back up to the starting position. From here, 1, maintain the pressure down the lower back, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's perfect. Now, how can we progress this, guys?
If you want to progress this, you can use a ball or a pillow, something between your legs. I'm going to use a ball, like literally depends on the weight that you have. You can use something between 2-3 kg to all the way 5 kg. I have something here that is like medicine ball. This is 4 kg. It's quite heavy, but you don't need to go with 4 kg. You can start with something as light as even 200 to 300 grams. Like a football would be more than enough. I'm gonna hold it between my knees, yeah? Go back here. I've done this exercise before. Hands here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make sure to don't jump onto medicine ball right away. go with something light. Even as a pillow, you can keep it between your legs. That's more than enough. Yeah. You go back one round. 1, 2, 3. Maintain that lower back. 4 and 5. The following move, guys, is going to be dead bug. I'm going to show you 2 versions, beginner and advanced, and you're going to try these gradually and build up to advanced version. You're going to lie on your back. In this position, the first thing that we wanted to do, we want to bring the knees back up straight. Hip is controlled. There's no gap here. My knees are 90 degrees. The hip is 90 degrees. And you want to maintain this in this position. At the same time, you want to bring the arms up, straight up. They can be faced to each other. It's a little bit easier. The first, basically, version of doing the dead bug is to bring one knee down and back. Now, while you're doing this movement, you want to make sure that that tension is there and you're not losing that tension. You don't necessarily need to touch the ground. You can go alternate legs and within a comfortable range and back up. Breathing is so essential. You don't want to hold your breath. You don't want to do too fast. Slow control and back up. Now, while I'm doing this, guys, it looks easy, but there's a lot of tension here, which is what we're looking for. More core and basically like kind of control and stability around that. Especially if you're suffering from spondylolisthesis, core exercises are beneficial in regards to coordination, movement, and exercise, and can actually even reduce pain. We're gonna go one more round. Back to the starting position, back, tuck in, control, hands straight up there. Slow, breathe in and out. When you got more comfortable, you can bring the foot a little bit more forward. That's the first progression that you do with it. That requires more tension and control in the lower back. Breathe in. 6, 2 more, 7, and 8. Now, when I'm doing 8, I really feel this exercise that challenged me. Now, to move to the next progress, guys, you don't necessarily need to do it right now. I just want to show you in this routine and you can try it whenever you got comfortable with this. We are going to use arms and the legs at the same time, all right? You're going to go to the starting position, knees up, keep the back nice, tuck in there, arms straight. Now I'm going to use my arms and legs at the same times. Control and back. Now, this is still tuck in. If that's shifting up, you're not doing it right. Make sure to not challenge it too far. Do maybe 2 or 3, and then do the other side. You'll see the coordination is something that will get challenged usually. You don't necessarily need to force it, and build that up. The last move that we're gonna do in this routine, guys, is gonna be bodyweight squat. And I'm gonna share with you how to do it and how you can modify it to be able to do squats. Squats, something sometimes people can't do it. We start with basically barefoot. If you find wearing shoes is better, try to wear your shoes. That heel in the shoes can give you a little bit more stability and more ankle mobility that you can do a better squat. But I'm gonna show you with the barefoot and show you what you can do in barefoot. We wanna keep the feet shoulder width apart. You're trying to basically squat within a comfortable range. If you need to use a chair, that's totally fine. Sit on the chair and do a boxer squat. But in this version, you wanna go to partial range and come back up, yeah? Slow control down and back up. I'm gonna show you from the side, which is slightly easier for you to see my back. Back is relaxed. You're pushing the knees out, getting a range, control, 2. I'm gonna do maybe 7 repetitions, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Now, if we decided to make it simplified and you find that you can't get that range, you use something like these sand weights or normal plates in the gym. You can maybe see it from the side, is easier. I use this as a kind of like a heel support that give me a little of a space underneath of my basic heel, similar to shoes if you have, and it gives me much more range to go down. If you find something like that, you can use it, or even a book, like a slightly thick book would do the job. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Start with 2 repetitions and build it up to 3 whenever you can. Now, by following this exercise, guys, you need to know that not everybody can follow the same speed. If you need to go a little bit slower, go with your own pace and gradually build them up. The first tips that I would like to share with you guys in this video is that follow the exercise that feels comfortable. If you're suffering from spondylolisthesis, some of the movement can be quite tricky and can aggravate your symptoms. I've shared with you a series of exercises in this routine that some of them might not necessarily immediately suit your condition, but over time, by gradually practicing this exercise, this can be fine. But in the first few weeks, make sure to follow the movement that feels good and gradually progress them to all the exercises. The second tips that I would like to share with you guys is the consistency. You need to follow this exercise consistently through your week. For beginner person who never done any exercise in regards to your injury, maybe 2 to 3 times a week, and try to get regular break between each exercise. But if you've been active, you can try this exercise 4 to 5 times through the week. These exercises are not necessarily too intense, but they help you to hugely maximize your recovery, reduce your pain, and get you back to full capacity. The third tips that I would like to share with you guys, that if you are suffering from a spondylolisthesis and you have acute pain, which means that you've got some sort of flare-up and you have a lot of pain, you do not want to jump straight away to these exercises. I have another routine that I share with you in this link that you can follow, which is a beginner version of this exercise, and you can gradually build up, because that routine can help you more with pain management rather than challenging you, and gradually you can progress it to this routine. The last tips that I would like to share with you guys is to listen to your body. If you are doing these exercises, you also may do different type of activity through the day, and by accumulating those activities and these exercises, you might maximizing your day-to-day activity. Make sure that you consider enough rest and recovery between doing these exercises and the other activity that you have through the day, which means by putting too much pressure on your body, sometimes you might get over fatigue, and that can aggravate your symptoms. Watch that and gradually build up. I hope you guys find this video helpful. If you're suffering from a spondylolisthesis, you may wonder and have so many questions in your mind in regards to your injury. You can always leave me comments, but at the end of the day, if you want to get more clarity and understanding about your injury and what you should do and what you shouldn't, you can always book an online consultation with the link below, and we can go through your case and analyze your MRI scan, your symptoms, and what you can do about it. Before we finish, guys, I just want to share with you a story that all of this exercise and time that I put for you guys is considered as free tips and exercise that can be useful for your recovery. And I would like you to do me a favor and make sure to subscribe my channel for my weekly update, like and share this video with your friends and family, and that support can help me to do more of this work for you in the future. I really appreciate your help, and we'll see you guys in the next week.